You have no real friends. Okay, I didn't mean to say it like that. But that's why you clicked on the video, is it not? You have followers, you have a group chat, you have acquaintances, but nobody really call at 2 a.m. For some reason, you just can't figure out why. What makes it worse is this generation is the loneliest in recorded history. Not the loneliest in the wild, ever. And the record gets broken every single year. If you don't fix this now, every year that passes makes it harder. And at some point, small becomes permanent. By the end of the video, you're going to know exactly why this happened, who's actually responsible, and the one thing you can do tonight that starts to change it. So let's start with the advice you've already heard before. Join a club, put yourself out there, be vulnerable, take initiative, be the friend you want to have. You've heard it all, and I know this is true, not because you clicked on the video, but because all of it treats loneliness like a personal failure. Like you're broken, and if you just follow the right 5 steps, you'll be fixed. But if this is a personal failure, then why are 61% of people in this generation experiencing the exact same thing? This is proof that this is a structural problem. Something was removed from your life and nobody told you it was gone. That something has a name that sociologists call a third place. Your first place is your home. Your second place is work or school. And your third place is everywhere else. The bar, the diner, the skate park, the barbershop, the mall, the church, the park. The place you went to for no specific reason other than it was somewhere to be. And the thing about the third place is that they didn't require anything from you. You didn't have to be charming, you didn't have to schedule anything, you didn't have to show up with an agenda, you just had to exist there repeatedly. Imagine you're a college student in 1995. You go there on Tuesday mornings because the coffee is cheap. The second Tuesday, there's a guy at the counter reading the same book you finished last week. You don't talk. Third Tuesday, he's there again. You nod. Fourth Tuesday, you make a comment about the book. By February, you're having breakfast together every week without ever once deciding to become friends. Nobody planned it. Nobody was brave. Nobody was vulnerable. You were just both somewhere repeatedly and your brains did the rest. That's it. That's the whole mechanism. Proximity, repetition, unplanned time. That's how every friendship in human history formed before the internet. Now look at your life. Malls are dead. People work from home now. The skate park turned into another AI training center because we just can't get enough of those. Nobody goes to the church despite everyone having a cross in their bio. And if your third place is social media, which it is for most people, then you're not actually somewhere. You're just home alone with your phone. We went from 3 places to 1. The infrastructure that used to build friendships without any effort from you have been quietly demolished. Everyone is wondering why they feel so alone. But here's the thing nobody is talking about. Your loneliness alarm has been hacked. In 2025, parasocial was named Cambridge Dictionary's Word of the Year. Most people under 25 have never heard it. A parasocial relationship is a one-sided emotional bond where you invest real feelings into someone who doesn't know you exist. And before you say that doesn't apply to you, it does. It applies to almost everyone. When your favorite streamer ends a stream with, "Alright guys, I love you, see you tomorrow," your brain processes that, a real social interaction. Your brain cannot distinguish between a meditated relationship and a face-to-face one. It was never designed to. For 99% of human history, if you heard a voice speaking warmly to you, that person was physically present. So what happens is this. You watch 4 hours of your favorite streamer, you laughed, you felt included, you felt known, and now the alarm isn't ringing as loud. You don't feel lonely enough to do anything about it. You're full, except you didn't actually have anything to eat. And the darker part is, parasocial relationships drain your social energy the same way real ones do. You're emotionally invested, you check their Twitter, you think about them during your day, you feel genuinely sad when they take a break. That energy is real. It's just completely one-directional. You're spending currency on a relationship that will never spend it back. And I just want to be clear, right? There's nothing wrong with watching streamers. Watching a streamer because it's entertaining is completely fine. That's what they're for. The question to ask yourself is simple. Are you watching because it's fun? Or is it fun because they make you feel less alone? One of those is entertainment. The other one is your loneliness alarm being silenced before it can do its job. And now there's a whole generation learning what friendship is supposed to look like from this model. Think about someone who's 14 right now. Their primary social reference point is a streamer. Someone who is always available, always entertaining, always responding when you type their name in the chat. Never boring, never inconvenient, never ask anything from you. That's the friendship template being installed in an entire generation's brain right now. Real friendships don't work like that. Real friendships are boring sometimes. It's inconvenient. It shows up at the wrong time. It asks things from you. It has friction. And that friction is exactly what real friendships are built. But if your brain was trained to expect a streamer and you get a real human being instead, the real human being feels like a disappointment. So you leave, right before it was becoming something actually real. Here's the part that's going to genuinely change how you see the next person you're scared to text. Everybody, and I mean everybody, is lonely. We've just gone over the statistics. It's just that everyone is either hiding it, doing nothing about it, or what's most likely is that they're doing both. You're not texting that person because you don't know if they'd like to actually want to hang out. You don't want to come across as too eager. You don't want to find out the friendship is one-sided, so you wait for their signal first. That person is not texting you because they don't want to seem eager. They don't want to find out that the friendship is one-sided. Hey, you know what? That actually sounds a lot like you. You guys should become friends. You guys have a lot in common. But instead, you're both sitting in separate rooms, separately convincing yourselves the other person probably isn't interested, separately deciding the risk isn't worth it, and separately feeling more alone because of a conversation that never happened. Psychologists have a name for this, and it's called, pluralistic ignorance. It's when everyone in a group privately feels one way, but publicly assumes everyone feels differently. So the whole room is insecure and everyone assumes they're the only one. And research backs this up as studies show that people underestimate how much others like them after spending time together. Meaning that the person you hung out with last week liked you more than you thought. The person you're afraid to text has a higher opinion of you than your brain is feeding you. Your internal narrator is not a reliable source. The person afraid to text you is the same one you're afraid to reach out to. Both of you are losing. Both of you are sitting in the same fog waiting for the other person to prove it's safe first. Now let's talk about the thing that stops most potential friendships before they even have a chance to exist. People give up way too early. Research from the University of Kansas found that it takes roughly 50 hours of time with someone to move from acquaintance to casual friend. Not 50 hours of deep, meaningful conversation. Just 50 hours of being around each other. Proximity, time, and repetition. Most people give a potential friendship about 8 hours before they decide it's not clicking and move on. They're not even a fifth of the way there. You don't fail to click with that person, you just stop showing up before the click had a time to happen. Now, let's be clear here, this is not a number to track. This is not a timer you run in the background of every interaction. This is not a reason to force yourself to spend time with someone who's actively draining you or treating you badly. If someone is showing you who they are, trust it. But for the person you wrote off because the first few hangouts felt a little awkward, you left before the movie even started. So here's what you're actually going to do. 3 things, one for wherever you are right now. Open your subscriptions, open your following list, open your Twitch. Count every creator you have a genuine emotional investment in. People whose lives you follow, whose uploads you check, whose drama you know. Don't unfollow anyone, just count. That number is how much social energy you're spending every single day on people who will never spend it back. That number is the gap between how lonely you feel and how lonely you'd feel if that energy was going somewhere else. This week, pick one reoccurring place. Not an event, not a one-time thing, a reoccurring place. Same gym class, same coffee shop every morning, same spot in the library at the same time. Show up 3 times. Don't force a conversation, don't try to make something happen, just become a familiar face. The mere exposure effect, the psychological principle that familiarity produces liking, will do the work you're trying to do in your head. The place is the strategy. You just have to show up to it. And the hardest one, think of one person you've been playing cat and mouse with. Text them tonight, because here's the math. Even if only 3 out of 10 people you reach out to actually become your real friend, that's 3 more than you have from doing nothing. And the research says most of them were actually hoping you text first. The person you're afraid to text is afraid to text you too. One of you has to turn the light on. It costs you nothing if you're wrong, and if you're right, you just made a real friend out of thin air. If this video made you think of someone specific, you already know what to do. Subscribe if you want more of this. Oh, and lastly,